Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our next little update. So instead of going with the castle like I originally was going to do, because I'm not set on the mountain, we decided to go with the walls. So up in the floating island that you can see directly ahead in the center, top of the screen, that's where I built these sections. And then we kind of went along and put them out. So this is what I did for the very edge. It took a little bit of fiddly to figure out exactly what I want to do. I'm not completely sold on it, but I think it is pretty decent for the time being. That leads us to the little bay. We have the same kind of edge on the other side. This will be where we put the docks. And I'll probably expand this wall out further down the coast at some point, just so we have some more room for the docks. But I'm not completely set on if we're going to do that. If we do that in the future, it will be when we build the docks. For now, we're going to leave the wall as is. Mainly because that mountain right there is a little bit troublesome. Because as you see, this area is a little bit flat. And the reason it's quite flat is because there used to be a hill here. And then we had to chop it away so we can get the wall in. Because I didn't want to go up and down that hill because I don't think it would look very nice. This bit here is a little bit strange, I feel, under the wall. I'm just going to be critiquing my work this entire time because of me having to raise the ground. Here we have the first sloped down section. It turned out decently. I don't like that corner though. We might have to go back and adjust that corner. Maybe puts in some more stone bricks so it looks like it's supported a little bit more than right up to like this sheer cliff edge. Yeah, this entire area was built up by me to get it even so I could continue the wall and didn't have to go up and down constantly. So we'll probably smooth that out as time goes along. But this is the wall. You get to see how far it goes off in the background. Just ignore the giant dark circle. That'll be gone in the future now that we're no longer using these wall sections. This here is the second down bit. I'm not a fan of this one, I must admit. There's another one somewhere that I edited some, and it turned out better. So we'll probably go do what we did with that one. That's the pattern for the walls. It is quite a thick wall of battlements. Oh, but there we go. I left a block there that shouldn't be there, so we'll get rid of that. As well as I left a little bit of a hill here on the inside of the wall that we will get rid of with time. I quite like this wall because it uses stone bricks as the primary, as well as stone walls and stone brick stairs, as well as some black stone bricks in the background to kind of add a little bit more texture and color. It's a 3D wall, and that's why it has to be so thick. This is the minimum thickness of this wall for this pattern to properly work. Here we have some more down bits. Actually, if you catched it, you kind of saw what I did for one of the down bits. I also left a bit of oak there. And then we have a section where the river comes on through. So I had to move the river originally from this original path to get it. It originally was more going on this angle that we are at right now, but I had to make it a bit more of a right turn to get it going through the wall properly. I might expand this a little bit out here to make it a little bit nicer. Here we have the little drain grate through it. It's made of these iron bars as well as stairs to kind of make a little drain hole, and it's symmetrical on both sides. And I'm really glad that they've made it so that water can be in the same block as fences as they had already done with stairs. It just makes this look so much cleaner, so much nicer, and I can finally do those little drains like I have wanted to do for so long. Then we have a little bridge bit over, and then we continue the wall along. Back on the previous long section where the little hill was, that's probably where we'll put the gate and the little drawbridge over. Then we have the section that goes over the main river. This part I walled off using iron bars and some stone walls to be the supports. I think it was a decent thing. It's not my favorite. We might be adjusting that later on. All this stuff is, of course, can be adjusted later. We also then got to this large lake area that ended putting the wall through the water. And it took me a while to figure out if I wanted to do that. Originally, I was going to go along this edge here, staying on the mountainside of the river. But then I realized it was going to cut off our waterfall, and it would be, I feel like it would look kind of weird that close to the mountain and having to ditch our waterfall. I just didn't want to do that, so I went out and put it across the river. I also couldn't go onto the other side of the river because of all these mountains right there. It just wouldn't really work. So I went through the river, and what I did is every other section went from a metal support, not metal support, but a stone brick support going down to the water with some iron gates, iron bars, filling in the gaps so that you couldn't swim through, keeping it nice and secure the entire time. Then we go along, same thing going here. We have the corner section. We have a section that apparently I missed, so we'll have to go back and add that in. But this has been being worked on for so many days that it's quite easy to forget where you left off. Then we have it end on this side over here, pan on out, and there you go. That's how our wall gets to the ocean. Now it does look quite undefended, but what we'll do is we'll put some towers on the left and the right hand side, kind of defending it, as well as we'll put some towers along the wall itself going out further. That is the plan for how this dock section is going to be secured, as well as the rest of the wall. The towers will be coming on later. So just ignore our little floating islands. There's a house on one of them that we will be looking at later on in the next video, most likely. So here we get a nice big pan over of the mountain. You get to see just how much space we have walled in, how much space we have to play with for our initial walled in city part. So the plan is we're also going to have a secondary wall on the inside that's either going to be taller, or it's either going to be half the height again or half the height in general of the outer wall. That'll wall in where the castle going up area, as well as like the more wealthy merchant area is, and then the poor area where it's just mostly housing on the outside of that wall. So that is going to be most likely the next plan of it. We have this lovely large area, and let's take one final look at the wall. Hope you have enjoyed. Until next time, say I see. Bye.